Hello, everybody. Welcome to my live stream. This is Greg, K6EGG. This is my daughter, Haley, in the background, walking around, wherever she might be. Want to wave? Tonight we're going to be listening to the BozoNet for a few minutes, 144.240, and then we're going to slide up to 144.250. I'm sorry, 270 tonight, Sunday. We usually talk on 250, and on Sundays she's got her own microphone there. On Sundays to stay away from the BozoNet, we're gonna try to. That's my sweatshirt. So let's get to some radio here. This is Greg, K6EGG.
Pulling up out of the static.
What are you saying?
I see hello on you.
Yeah, that's what? Say it in the microphone.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name?
Haley.
Haley, what are you doing?
I was talking on microphone.
You're talking on the microphone, huh?
Who's that?
Who's that? Who's that? That's you. What's this right here?
Daddy.
Yeah, but what's this right here in my shirt?
A cheese.
Yeah, it's nacho cheese. All right.
I can open the door.
Hey, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just keep that microphone in here, though. All right, so we're going to go back to some radio stuff here. What happened to the BozoNet? There's nobody on here. Is the BozoNet still going on?
Stand by. Also, Mark, I'd like to see if Pat can hear me, K6EGG. Very good. Thanks for relaying Bob in here, Pat. We really appreciate it. And there's a station over here in Temecula. He's just south of me in Temecula. He'd like to give you a call. He's hearing you fairly well. His name is George. His call is Kilo 6 Golf Alpha Sierra. So I'll have George give you a couple calls. Go ahead, George. Thanks, Mike. N6RMJ, N6RMJ. This is K6GAS, K6GAS. Was hearing you strong, and I was wondering what city you're in Delta Mike 25. Go ahead. Over, Pat. We picked up OJT first thing about quarter after, I guess. Already got Dave checked in. George, give him one more call if you like. Give him one more call. Okay, it seems like you might have been fading out there. N6RMJ, N6RMJ, N6RMJ. This is Kilo 6 Golf Alpha Sierra, Kilo 6 Golf Alpha Sierra, Delta Mike 13 Temecula. Well, I don't think he's hearing you tonight, George. I think the cards are stacked against you. Okay, yeah, he faded out. When he first came in, he just came in on top of you guys, and he was strong, and then I guess he faded out. So anyway, he said, I heard him the first time loud say Delta Mike 25. I was wondering what city is that? Go ahead, Mike. If I'm not mistaken, mistaken, he's in Bullhead City.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. K6EGG.
All right, very good, George. Well, we'll give it a shot some other time. Anybody else while I'm looking in this direction to the east, KG6EXO for the Sunday Night Bozo-Net.
WA6T, yes, Bozo number 280.
280, good evening, how are you?
Doing fine. Is this David?
Negative, this is Mike, KG6EXO.
Oh, okay, Mike. Yeah, good evening. I have another net on 75 meters, so I kind of interferes a little bit time frame wise.
Very good. Well, I appreciate you making the time and coming by and stopping in and supporting our net.
Okay, Mike. 7-3. This is WA6TZ.
All right, Tom. 7-3. We'll look for you next time. Anybody else while we're looking to the east?
463.
463. Good evening.
Good evening. This is Greg, K6EGG. I apologize. I jumped in there. I didn't realize you guys were making some long contact, faraway contacts there. But thanks for doing a net. And this is Greg from the city of Chino. Have a good evening.
All right, very good, Greg. Name here is Mike, and my call is Kilowatt Germany 6 Echo X-Ray Ocean. I'm just over here in Miraloma. Thanks for stopping by and supporting the net.
No problem. Have a good evening, sir.
7-3. Anybody else while we're looking to the east? KG6EXO for the Sunday Night Bozo-Net.
that's brutal. I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know if that's a carry or what. Kilowatt 6 Echo Golf monitoring 144-270.
Well, there he is. Yeah, I was just tuning up if you heard me.
Was that the tone?
Well, like I was telling you before, it's that RTTY mode. It's got an RTTY sideband mode, so when you want to tune up an amplifier, you can go on that. It gives you a solid dead key.
Well, that was getting out. I'm like, whoa, I wonder where this is coming from. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I know Keith just mentioned it. He just actually texted me a second ago.
Yeah, okay, copy that. Yeah, I just figured somebody would be up here soon, so I had it was weird, I had a SWR default on the amplifier when I was on 146-520. It was really weird. I'd never seen that before, and I guess I was a little off frequency, or not off frequency, but I was a little off the antenna, and then I had to shut the amp off, turn it back on, and then retune the antenna, so yeah, it's kind of weird.
I notice when I run like 7 watts, because you have the same Mirage, on the low setting, it only pushes about 180, and it sometimes it defaults, and I'm within the parameters, which is 10 watts max. I've put a meter on the output of my my radio to confirm the wattage as well.
Yeah, copy that. I had a hard time figuring out that low power thing. It just seemed like when I was putting out low power, like about 5 watts or no more than 10 watts into it, it seems like I was getting full power off the amplifier, and I thought that was kind of weird. So then if I wanted lower power, I'd have to go to the high power and then just turn the wattage down there to get the power where I wanted it.
Very strange, huh?
Yeah, I'd say. Anyways, how's this thing sound? I've got the little sleeve on the microphone, so I'm thinking that might make a difference, but maybe not.
I don't notice any audible difference. What sleeve are you referring to?
Okay, I've got the M100 microphone. It's a Yaesu microphone. It's got like a little sleeve that you can put over to get a little bit more high out of it and maybe cut down on some of the surround sound, like the echoing effect and stuff like that. So I'm not sure, if it works or not.
Well, you can actually look back. I'm streaming right now. You can look back on another stream when you're talking to see if you can tell the difference. I don't remember any difference. It might be a little cleaner, I guess, but it's hard to tell.
Okay, well, can you still hear the fan in the background and the relay clicking?
I never really heard the fan too much, but I did hear the relay clicking.
Okay, because I thought you said that the last time we talked that you heard the fan in the background. So I was trying to eliminate that by putting the little cover on. So okay, I'm just getting an idea.
I think I heard the fan at one point, but I definitely heard the relay when you don't have any, like when you're not talking, because sometimes when you talk or you stop, it stops before you stop talking, if that makes sense, or it relays before you stop talking.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works, because the relay, usually when I stop talking, the relay, you got to give it a second for the relay to drop, so it's kind of weird that you would hear that. It could be something in the microphone. When I unkey the microphone, maybe it makes some kind of a sound when I unkey. I don't know.
It sounds just like my Mirage relay. It's kind of distinct, kind of plasticky sounding.
Yeah, okay. Well, as long as it's not doing it while I'm talking, so I guess that's the main thing. Anyways, how you doing tonight?
Good. And by the way, you sound great. don't act like I'm telling you don't sound that good. The reason why I noticed it is because I'm used to it, mine doing it in the background. But I'm doing pretty good. I've had a couple pretty long days of work. I'm glad to be home.
Yeah. Now, was that you coming home last night that I couldn't hear when I was talking to Alex or Keith? I was talking to Keith.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Keith most of the way home, and then once I got past the Diamond Bar area, Andy was kind of relaying for me.
Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah, I changed the frequency a little bit. You're a little high on my end, so I came down. I could see it on the meter where you were kind of a little bit lower, and I don't know if that makes a difference or not.
No, you sound good. You sound pretty good here, but where I was at last night, there was like a crossband repeat of 520 on 446.3, I believe. So I was able to hear you guys through that, not on 5.2, which was strange.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. I've heard that before, where I've heard some of these guys up in L.A. Coming through on I think it was 146, 570 or 560 or something like that, or 540 I think it was. And I keyed up and I tried to get a hold of them, and they couldn't hear me. So it was some kind of a repeater relay or something. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, somebody must be having like a remote base of some sort, or I don't know. But it was helping me hear you guys. I think I relayed to Andy to see if you guys could flip over there, but I couldn't. It was breaking in and out. I think you guys don't have UHF capability to monitor.
No, that's true. Because our amplifiers, I'd have to put another switch in line to bypass the amplifier to be able to use 440 anyways. So I just decided not to use it because I don't really talk on 440.
Yeah, I rarely talk on UHF anymore. In fact, I took the duplexer out because I was getting a little better match, and my signal strength was a little better, not having it in line. So mostly only on UHF or repeaters anyways, and I don't touch them.
Yeah, copy that. Well, the reason why I have an antenna switch is because I have a vertical antenna and then I have a loop antenna, and it works. That loop works pretty good. I can get David VAN, like full slam. I can get PMD when he's horizontal. I can get him pretty good when he's pointing this way, and a couple other stations I hear really good when I switch over to my little loop. So I'm pretty amazed on how well just that single loop works. So that's the only reason why I have an antenna switch.
Do you think having that stuff in line causes some loss?
Well, it probably does. But what are you going to do? It's not like you can just run, just switch antennas real quick. You have to pull a coax off and go that route. So there's probably a little bit, but I don't think it's that noticeable.
Yeah, I noticed my SWR was probably 0.2 better. So that can make a little bit of difference when I'm running 200 watts. So that's why I just took it out of line, since I'm not using it UHF. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, copy that. So anyways, I was running 45 watts. I just turned it back down to 40. So my relay is being kind of weird. I don't know if it's just the SWR thing, but no fault right now. So hopefully it's running a little cooler.
You running full power right now?
Well, I'm putting 40 into it, so it shouldn't be quite full power.
I noticed mine is pretty happy at about 48 watts. When I push it to 50, I'm starting to, it doesn't sound quite the same, if you know what I mean, like the fan and stuff.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, mine's getting a little warm. I was putting the 45 into it. Usually I just put 40 into it, and that's usually good enough. But yeah, it's working. I mean, the relay seems like it's lagging a little bit. It's got like almost like a double click, like it's releasing when I unkey. So it's probably just getting warm.
Could be. I noticed mine is a little. It seems to run hotter on FM. Like it's rated for 200 watts, but I've seen it do about 220. Does that sound about the same for you?
Yeah, it does seem like it does that. Runs a little bit more than what it's supposed to. But yeah, usually once it warms up, it drops back off and gets you right at the 200.
How's retirement life up on the mountain?
Oh, it's just wonderful. You know, we've had some really weird weather up here. You know, we had some snow the other day, and now it's going to start warming up a little bit. But it's been kind of cool up here, especially at night. It's dipped into below freezing, and then during the day it's only getting up to, well, it was in the 40s the other day. And then now it's getting a little bit warmer today. It got up to 60. So each day we go on, it's going to get a little bit warmer. But it's all good. I'm just, waiting to get on my boat.
You'll get there soon. June will be here soon enough, that's for sure. It's weird. It was warm the other day, and then in the afternoon it got windy and very chilly for this time of year. Like, it felt like February almost.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird year so far. So weather-wise, anyways. But yeah, we like it though. I mean, that's why we live up here. It's 90 down the hill or whatever. It's like 50 up here. So we kind of like that.
Absolutely, and I totally agree with you. I kind of want to see some seasons now.
Yeah, well, that's another reason. We get the 4 seasons up here. So, in the spring you get all the new growth, and then in the fall you get all the colors, which is really nice.
Evening, gents. AJ6BE.
Good evening, Andy. I don't know if you can. I think you had trouble hearing Eric up there in Sugarloaf, if I'm correct. You got some dirt in the way, right?
I got him pretty good tonight, though.
Yep, I hear you just fine there, Andy. No problem.
How you guys doing? Talking about the niceties of living up in the higher elevation?
Yeah, I'm just rubbing it in a little bit.
I don't blame you.
WA6QXA saying good evening, guys. How's everybody doing?
Hey, Keith, good evening.
What's going on, Keith? I hear you pretty good tonight.
Yeah, Eric, you're coming in loud and clear again. 2 nights in a row. Great job.
Yeah, it must be the frequency.
And, I've been listening. I was kind of doing some stuff on the computer while I was listening to you guys. I'm not hearing any of that clicking stuff on my end. Maybe it's because I'm further or whatever. But, yeah, I'm not hearing it.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, he's just got a real sensitive receiver, I think.
Hey, Greg, your picture's real blurry tonight. How come?
Let me look.
Clock's working.
Clock is working. Mine says 1080p. I'm looking at it. Here, it seems fine. You may have to go to the settings and turn up the quality, maybe.
Maybe I need a reboot or something. I never had that issue before.
No, I'm watching it on mine. It seems clear.
Yeah, I never hear Fred out here anymore. Is it past his bedtime?
He doesn't seem as active as he once was, that's for sure.
I know. I used to hear him every single day on Simplex on 520, and then I don't even hear him anymore.
I know he's been playing with D-Star a little bit, but I think he's not on as much as he was.
I spoke to Fred a couple times throughout the day today.
Yeah, well, you're
and so if I'm going to do any testing, he gets excited about that kind of stuff, and like I'm always willing to. If he wants to do a test, I'm willing to do the test with him too. So we kind of got that kind of a working relationship, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of got that.
I'm seeing your broadcast a little fuzzy today too, by the way, Greg. I don't know why. I don't know if it's my speed, your speed, or what.
Yeah, it might be. I'm going to try a restart here.
It's not good on the 146.52, so I may have to go tinker with the antenna length next weekend. The added hard line and all that stuff has just messed with it. It's like over a 2-to-1 on 5.2.
What antenna is the main antenna?
This one's the Ringo Ranger.
Okay, you sound loud and clear. Did you get that box fixed?
Yeah, I got it put together, got the connections hooked up, and corrected on the power poles or whatever. So, yeah, it's good to go. I just need to label what each switch is. I still need to get some coax to hook the beams up, but I did hook up the switch, mounted it to the pole, got the one going to the Ringo, and now I just need 3 more pieces of coax to hook the beams up.
Very good. You've been busy.
Yeah, it's been a fun little project, but I'm kind of bummed I got to go up there and retune the antenna now.
Got it clear again, Greg.
It's good now?
On my end, how about you, Andy?
No, it's still fuzzy on my side, so maybe it's me.
It was fuzzy on my side a while ago, but he did something and it got better.
You want to try to go to your settings on the bottom right, and then you should be able to pick your quality.
I don't see that feature.
Oh, that fixed it. Mine was set on auto. I put it on HD, and it's good now.
Where is that feature? I don't see it.
It's on the bottom right of his screen. Like if you were to hit where it says EXPD/set. If you click on that, it'll have a little settings tab. Hit the settings, go into quality, and adjust it. But yeah, that made a world of difference.
It's like the YouTube changed something. Some settings are different on here now.
Yeah, I've never had that with your cast or whatever before, so I don't know. How many bars over 9 am I today? Is it any different using this coax? It doesn't, maybe. Is it 6 or 5? I can't tell.
You'd have to go back and pause it, unfortunately.
Hey, Andy, where are you located?
I'm in Norco.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Yeah, you're coming in real good. There was another guy that I was talking to, Rob maybe, he's in Riverside or something, and I could hear him, but he couldn't hear me, so I was just making sure it wasn't the same person.
No, he's got a pretty good station too. He's got more elevation on me, and he doesn't have a hill between me and you like this one does. I think I'm up in S unit tonight. I don't know if that's conditions or the new coax. Hopefully it's the new coax.
Well, you're almost a 1 up here, but your audio's awesome.
Well, I'll take it as long as we can communicate.
Yeah, that's all that's important, really.
Plus 9.5 out here in Long Beach.
What's normal for you? Do you recall?
Me or Eric?
You. Like, do you recall what I was before on the Ringo?
This is about what you lately have been right about there, so I don't really see any extra gain, to be honest with you. But you sound loud and clear.
Cool. Yeah, because it's 1-to-1 here. I mean, there's no SWR problem down this low. It's just it really creeps up fast as you go up in frequencies.
Yeah, I mean, you used to be like 6 or 7. Now you're always hitting me a 9, and you hit me a 9 plus, not quite a 10. So maybe that 9 to 10 is a tough one to hit.
Well, that certainly works. I'll take it. It's about as good as it's going to get, I think, until I can get the beam. We'll see what the beam does when that's finally set up correctly.
Yeah, I mean, the distance you and I are to hit me with a +9, that's pretty impressive. Hey, Eric, on that microphone, did you buy that new or did you get it used? I forget.
Oh no, I bought it brand new.
Those things aren't cheap, are they?
No, because if you include tax and all that, I mean the shipping's free, but of course they charge you a California state tax for it. It was it was like $470 something, $470 something.
Yeah, I saw one used for right around $100, I think. I almost snagged it up.
Yeah, copies. Now they have another one. They have what do they call it? The M70 or something like that USF uses, and that's like $120, $140 dollars for that one.
Oh, maybe that's the one for sale. I've been talking to Greg, and I got some, PA microphones. I might give those a shot first and see if they make any difference.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, I really like it, and I've got a lot of good reports on it. It's a little bit pricey, but it's got everything on there that you need. I mean, it's a lot better than that $600 microphone, which has got the built-in EQ. But for what it is, it's got the condenser element in it, and it's got the dynamic element. It's got the low cut, the high cut. You can run them all at the same time if you want to. So it's kind of neat.
Do you find that you need to adjust it from FM to sideband, or do you just leave it the same?
No, you know what? I found out that it's just best to leave it where it is. Just leave it the same, because I check in sometimes on the Keller Peak swap net, and the guy that does that goes, "Oh man, you sound so good on FM. It's studio quality and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Wow, well that's nice to know." He says, "It's really clear." So I don't have to change it at all from FM to sideband.
Oh, roger that. Yeah, you sound great.
Well, I appreciate it.
Hey, Keith, how's this one in comparison? This is the 9700 on that tri-bander.
Signal is not quite as strong. Still hit me with a 9, but not a 9 plus.
Right on. I noticed the receiver's not quite as good either on this one. I can hear, is it Dave in Sugarloaf? I forgot the name already. My apologies. But I can hear him, but he's not as strong.
Are you talking Eric that we're talking to right now?
Say again?
Are you referring to Eric who we're talking to right now?
Yeah, roger. Sorry, Eric. Can you hear me on this one, Eric, with the GP98 on this one?
Yeah, you're really, really low. Your audio's way back down. You're not even registering on the meter. So whatever you're on now is not quite as good.
Roger. Back on the other one now.
Oh yeah, that's like night and day for me.
Way louder.
You know what's weird about that is I've got the mic gain up to like 90%, and I've got the compressor, I want to say at 10 or something. I got to go look now.
Well, what radio are you talking on? Are you on the 9700?
Now, this one's my 9100, so they're both 100-watt units, but this is older. So I've got a 9100 on the Ringo Ranger. That's this one. The other one's the 9700 on the GP98.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I bought one of those 9100s back in 2013 when I first retired, and I really like that radio. You know, it doesn't have the scope and all that crap on it, you know, like they have now. But boy, that was a nice radio, and that thing sounds really good.
It seems to get it done, and I actually prefer it because you can use the RF gain to, you know, get all the static to go away on sideband, and the 9700 doesn't seem to do that.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, I know a lot of guys are running that 9700, and you know, I thought about getting rid of this one. I'm on a 991 Alpha, and I thought about getting rid of that just to have that radio, but I'm not sure I want to get rid of this one now.
That's a good unit.
Yeah, and I've got that Mirage amplifier, and boy, that really, I think it's a good pair. You know, it just works good together.
Are you running that now, or are you barefoot?
Oh, no, I'm running it now. I've got the same one that, oh my God, Greg, the same one that Greg has, B320.
Yeah, that's nice, 200 watts. What kind of antenna are you running it to?
GP9, Comet GP9, over.
Oh yeah, great combo.
Yeah, I had a GP6 on there, and then one of the guys down in Apple Valley put up a GP9, and he was running a GP6, and he was just booming in here, probably 3S units stronger, so I figured, you know what, I'm just going to put one up too.
Yep, that's a 17-footer or thereabouts, right?
Yeah, that's the 17.5 or something like that.
Yeah, great antenna. The 12 1.2 or whatever on 97, I haven't found a repeater that will let me key it up yet. And I'm running, I mean, I've got a 75-foot run, but I'm using half-inch hardline, so I would think I'd get something out the antenna, but there's no, in the repeater listing, there's no 1.2 that's coming up and letting me kerchunk the machine.
Yeah, you know, I never understood why they would put a tri-band with a 1200 in there. I thought that there'd be more use out of 220, you know, put a 220 in there, 440, and then a 2 meter rather than the 1200.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, the 220 back in the day was a pretty cool place to hang out, you know, and now it's so quiet down there, and you have to buy a special radio for it. I thought the 9700s are so popular, I thought that would make both D-Star and 1.2 grow, but it doesn't seem like it yet.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just my take on it. Yeah, and back in the day too, 220 was just booming. I mean, I lived in Orange County, and I could access all kinds of 220 repeaters. It was just really cool, and I don't know. It just never took off, I guess.
Yeah, me too. I was on 220 probably back in 87, 88 when I got started, and I think I was on 220 through college, so through 96 I was on 220, and I forget when UPS or whatever it was came in and took some of the band away from it, but it was a very busy, popular, place to be, so much so that a lot of the tri-band radios had 220 in it, and you just don't see that anymore.
Yep, I fully agree. Yeah, I just don't see the lure of the 1200. I just don't get it. So, anyways, yeah, that's the only bad thing about the 9700 and even the 9100. It's like you really don't get any use out of that.
Yep, I think people get it for 2 meter 440, and 1.2 is just kind of an added bonus that most probably don't use.
Yes, sir, that's what I think. Anyways, okay, hey, I'm going to jump out of here. You guys are about ready to jump in the shower. It's about that time. So anyways, hey, it was good to talk to you there, Andy. I know I haven't talked to you very much, but boy, you sound real good tonight and got real low noise level tonight. So, Keith, take care, and Greg, if you're still out there, I'll catch you guys later. Have fun tonight. W6GLA, I'll be standing by.
Take care, Eric. K6EGG.
And have a great week, and we'll talk to you again. 7-3's AJ6BE.
Sorry about that, and I also keyed with Andy there. K6EGG. Have a good evening, man.
73 is Eric. Good talking to you. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, K6ACJ, Huntington Beach. You'd like to say hello.
Hello, Huntington Beach. This is WA6QXA Keith, Long Beach.
All right. I didn't quite get the call there. Yeah, name here is Bill. We're over in Huntington Beach. I've been reading the mail a little bit. I hear one of you guys has a 9700, which we're running here, 9700. Occasionally we use it on D-Star. But we enjoy chasing the satellites, especially now that it's warming up. Can take it outside and enjoy the sun during the day chasing satellites. Kind of fun. Anyway, interested in the folks who are running the 9700. I got kind of like to add the GPS so it stays accurate on the time, which makes a big difference for satellites. Anyway, repeat your call again, and my call again is Kilo 6 Alpha Charlie Juliet.
Yeah, Bill, this is Keith, WA6QXA, Whiskey Alpha 6, Quebec X-Ray Alpha. I don't know if we ever spoke, but I'm glad that you've made it up here. And believe it or not, the people that hang up here, the majority of them have 9700s. I happen to be talking to the 991 Alpha myself. But Greg, which is in Chino, and Andy over in Norco, they both have 9700s, so I'll turn it over to them.
Yeah, Bill, nice to meet you. Thanks for jumping in. This is Andy, Alpha Juliet 6 Bravo Echo in Norco. I actually prefer my 9100, but I've got the 9700 sitting on top of it, and it does a good job. I definitely want to play a little bit more in the D-Star realm, and I'm wondering if you've ever done anything with 1.2, because it seems like a dead band for me. So I want your take on that, but let me toss it over to Greg and get him in there real quick. AJ6BE.
Hey there, Bill. This is Greg, K6EGG from Chino. Yeah, I just started playing with the ISS recently. I heard it come over the other night, and I was trying to hit it on my vertical, which I did once. But it has a great satellite feature, and I really enjoy it. I came from a TS-2000, which was a really good radio for me, but it ended up dying on me. But so I stepped up to the 9700. So I hope you really enjoy your 9700 here.
Yeah, once I got used to the way Icom set up the 9700 with half of your features on menus and the other half are on the buttons and kind of screwy, but we muscle through it, and we've been using it on satellites, and you get into some interesting configurations for some of the satellites, because I tried CW and I had a lot of fun CW operation on satellites, and we also got it working on D-Star. That wasn't particularly easy, but eventually got around. There's a group at the Sora Ham Radio Club in South Orange County, and they have a 146 D-Star. The name of it is Laguna Beach. And so that's where it goes. And because I do the satellites from time to time, I was going to hook up my Garmin GPS to it. I got to check the voltage levels, whether it's TTL logic or RS-232 logic levels on the GPS, but I've got one for either one. It doesn't matter. Make it work. And I also wanted to try PSK and APRS on the satellites. I listened to the APRS satellite last night, and there was no activity, but I'm just using a tiny antenna right now. We're on the second floor of the house, and we're using our mobile whip antenna mounted on the ironing board. Usually I take all this stuff outside and hook it up to a better antenna. Back there to you, Greg, and good to meet all you guys. Yeah, love to talk radio. K6EGG, Huntington Beach.
Yeah, welcome aboard. How did you find us down here?
Well, I got this big knob on the front of the radio, and I just give it a spin.
And if you are interested to see how, or to listen to your station, we're also streaming on YouTube. That way you can see what your signal strength is, at least into the city of Chino, and see how your audio sounds. You can type in my call letters, Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf. Oh, I'm sorry. My name, Greg, G-R-E-G-G, and Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf, and live, and you should be able to find it right away.
Oh, well, that's real cool. Yeah, that would probably be helpful. I do listen to myself on the satellites, because they're full duplex, and I always have to remember to keep the audio level low. That's one thing with the 9700. When you get on D-Star, cut the audio in half. Its default setting is at 50, and you probably want to set it down to about, something around 30, 25 to 30. So just make a mental note in the back of your head there for those times you might get on D-Star. We use a CSN controller. It's Charlie, Sugar, and Nancy. It's a fellow who's been hand building those, and it does away with the PC, no PC required. And it plugs right into the 9700, plugs right into your Yaesu G5500, and away you go. It's really a sweetheart setup, and get rid of all that messy software. Back to you, Greg, K6EGG.
Excellent. I'm going to toss it over to Keith or Andy. I'm going to step away just for a quick sec.
So I don't do much with, let me make sure I grabbed it right. Didn't want to be stepping on someone there. The controller that you're talking about, is that for the satellite operation or what? I'm very unfamiliar with that side of things.
Well, it makes satellite operation super easy. It's a very small box, operates through Wi-Fi, so you talk to it with your iPhone, your iPad, or any browser. Super easy to set up. It controls the frequency and the antenna pointing, Doppler shift. It's a complete satellite management system. So, you pick and choose your satellite that you're interested in, and when it comes above the horizon, everything starts into motion and tunes the radio and rotates the antenna. And you can schedule satellites on it too in advance. What's really cool for single sideband NCW operators is the voice recorder on the 9700, because sometimes we operate CW, 20 to 30 words a minute, and you got the little bit of fade to deal with, and may not get the call letters correct. So I find the voice recorder on the 9700 to be a fantastic accessory. Back to you.
Yeah, interesting. The controller, is it capable of doing non-satellite work? Like, can you just remote control your radio through it as well?
Yeah, you could set up custom frequencies, and you can point the antenna by grid or by number of degrees. So, you really can use it for non-satellite. But it's about the size of your hand.
Interesting. That's the fact that you can use your phone with it is intriguing for me. I go camping a lot, and it would be nice to be able to remote in to the 9700 and communicate locally with the group, but there's not really a great option for that I found yet, unless you bring a laptop with you.
Well, I use a Raspberry Pi, the Raspberry Pi 4. I also do astronomy, and the Raspberry Pi controls my cameras and my telescope mount, and I have a Raspberry Pi sitting right here for operating FT8 on 6 meters with my Fox Tango 736. So the Raspberry Pi and a 10-inch screen, and you're off and running.
Wow. What do you think about that, Greg?
That's some cool stuff. You know, I really want to get into the Raspberry Pi stuff. I have one sitting on my desk that I can't get to work for a remote rig. So I might have to hit you up at a later point to see if you know anything about that sort of stuff, because I travel. I'm probably going to be traveling a lot coming up for work. I used to travel a lot, so just like Andy, I like to stay in touch with some people and have an easy way to do it. So from what I hear, the Raspberry Pi is the best option, but I can't seem to get things to work on that yet.
Well, you know, send me an email at arrl.net and tell me what kind of problem you're having, and it's probably a simple fix. Generally, they work right out of the box. Well, obviously, you have to burn the SD chip, but if you burn it and plug it in and turn it on, it normally comes up and connects automatically to your local network. You know, operating it over the wide area network, that's a little different. You need to have a DHCP, a DNS service. Yeah, and I used to use one. I kind of forgot the name, but you know, so you can hook your Pi to your router in your house and access it. I think that service was free for 1 year. That's been a while, but yeah, you can definitely do that, and there are a lot of people who do that. The 9700 through this CSN controller is very easy to operate. So the hard part would just be setting up your Raspberry Pi to, you know, on your router to isolate the local area network from the wide area network, which you definitely want to do. K6EGG here.
Excellent. It sounds like a lot of fun. I definitely want to experiment with some more with Raspberry Pis and stuff like that. And especially, Keith was listening the other night when I was trying to get to the ISS. We definitely heard it come over. We can hear it IDing as it was going over for the crossband repeater. But unfortunately, I think it's getting shut off next week for about 2 months. So I'll try to get it again sometime I think on Tuesdays in the next past.
Oh, well, I wasn't aware of that. I have downloaded slow scan from the ISS. When was that? Around Christmas time. It was really cool. They were transmitting a lot of old Russian astronaut photos and photos of old Russian satellites and rockets, and those are really good pictures. Some of them came through, you know, really quite well considering slow scan television. Yeah, so they do that from time to time. You know, I think the best place for information on the satellites is Facebook. Facebook has a satellite group, and you know, of course, they broadcast a lot of the news. You know, what's happening tomorrow kind of news. Handy.
Excellent. I'll have to do some research on that and hopefully be able to play around with that. I'm going to take it over to, I don't know if Andy or Keith want to pick it up real quick. Let's step off again for a sec.
Yeah, I'll pick it up. Bill?
Yeah, go ahead. I hear you fine.
Bill, can you repeat your call sign again for me? I'm going to write this down.
It's Kilo 6, Alpha, Charlie, Juliet. Kilo 6, Alpha, Charlie, Juliet. And we've been around for a very long time. We're in QTH's Huntington Beach.
Roger, okay. A little bit of background about our frequency. I mean, not that's our frequency, but the one that we frequent. We typically are on 144.250, but when the bozo nest's going on from 7 to 8 on Sundays and Wednesdays, we shoot up here because we used to bleed over on them, and so we're trying to be polite because we're all bozos also. I don't know if you are or not. So just for your information, we're typically on 144.250 almost every evening, you know, and this is the kind of thing we do is we just have conversations like this. Everybody's free-for-all. Everybody talks about antennas. We're not afraid to do radio checks, this, that, and the other, you know, and we're just always trying to help each other out with their stations and stuff like that. There's a gentleman, N6JJI, Alex, and he's a big-time satellite guy. He's done a lot of it in his time. He's developed published on a couple. He hangs out on our frequency too, and he's got a wealth of information when it comes to that kind of thing. So I just wanted to give you a little background of what's going on here.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, well, that's what I'm kind of looking for, people that can share some tech information and that kind of thing. Well, a little bit of background. I designed my own rotator and 3D printed it on my little 3D printer. and it works pretty darn good. It'll rotate a 6-meter 3-element antenna. Eventually I have to change the gears, because the gears are plastic too, so, they're only going to last so many hours. But that's real easy. It comes apart easy enough. And I was going to add elevation to it for satellites, but I found on the satellites, I just set it to 25 degrees, and with 6-element Yagi, homebrew Yagi, it seemed like it does everything it should, but I'd still like to add elevation, and I have another rotator design in mind, one made out of metal. It ought to work a lot better. We do a lot of hill topping over here too, and enjoy all the VHF contests. But basically, I'm a HF guy, and I won this radio, and so right at the beginning of the COVID, so it kept me really busy designing and making 440 and 144 antennas, Yagis, and then figuring out D-Star and satellites and all of that. So it's really provided a wealth of entertainment this last year.
That's actually, I left the hobby for, almost 30 years or something like that. Because of COVID, I got back into it. Being, boxed down into your home, and TV was starting to get a little old and stuff like that. Looking for something fresh and new. So I got back into it, and I'm really glad I did. So that's kind of like a little bit of my background. I work out in Costa Mesa. I'm a school teacher. So I drive down Huntington Beach almost every day because I can't take the freeway a lot of the times because it's the parking lot. Just curious, what are a couple major cross streets where you're living in Huntington Beach?
I'm over by the Bolsa Chica wetlands. We're only about straight line. If I could jump that far, it'd be less than a mile to the Pacific coast.
Oh, roger that. Okay, then we're pretty close. Then we're probably less than maybe 10 miles away from each other. I'm really close to the Cal State Long Beach.
Oh, yeah. I used to go to the robotics club over there, Southern California. I forgot, SCCS. Anyway, in the engineering building, it was the first Saturday of every month. They have the robotics club, and it's really fantastic.
Sounds like you have an engineering background.
Informal, yeah.
That's awesome. All right, great. I'm going to turn it over to Andy or Greg. I don't want to hog the frequency. Go ahead, one of you guys.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw 7.3s out there. It's my bedtime. I'm getting ready to hit it. But the robotics thing, boy, that must be fun. That was supposed to be my career of choice, but my father talked me out of that one, and I ended up being a manager of logistics instead. But so close. Loved robotics as a kid, still do today. Yeah, good stuff. Anyway, nice to meet you, Bill. Hope you come back out again on 250 one of these days. We'll catch up again, Keith. And Greg, if you're still listening by, 7.3s all the way around. Guys, have a great night and a great week. We'll catch you next time. AJ6BE clear.
All right, real good meeting all you folks. Yeah, I'll definitely, I've got it in my little notepad here, and hope to join you all. I guess 8 o'clock must be the typical hour.
Yeah, take care, Andy. We'll be talking to you soon. It kind of varies, Bill. In fact, it varies with the size of the group. Sometimes we'll have 8, 9 people. Sometimes we'll have just a few like we do this evening. It's just one of those kinds of things. But it's pretty active almost every evening for the most part.
All right, real good. Well, I'll try to make it. I'm kind of surprised everybody's hearing my tiny signal. Of course, we're running 100 watts on the 9700, but for an antenna, we're just using a mobile mag mount on the ironing board, second floor of the house, and it does favor the west. Favors the east, northeast, southeast. So maybe that helps.
Yeah. I was in during during the COVID time as a school teacher, I was Zooming for, almost a year, basically, a year. And so, but at last October, they made me start going into the classroom, even though I still was just a Zoom teacher. And I would teach 2 classes, and then I had this huge break, like 2.5 hours. I'm going to turn my linear off. I don't think I need it for you. It's clicking on me right now. So I might have gotten weak right there. At any rate, so I started working my room a little bit and experimenting with antennas and stuff like that to talk out of my room. And the ultimate, as I found out, is I'm in a portable, is put my mag mount on top of the roof, which is a steel, corrugated steel roof. And I was getting out like mad with like a 5/8 mobile antenna. So, I was experimenting doing that myself.
Yeah. Well, I just threw it together to do local nets, with Huntington Beach races, and I used to do a little bit with Orange County races, helping out with the WinLink. And so I've always found this worked really well, even with the 5-watt FT817 on WinLink 9600 packet. But for 6 meters, I swap antennas, something similar. But I think I'm probably going to make something like a full wave loop on 6, and that I can just put up and down when needed right here in the window. Maybe I should do something better for 2 meters. During the summer, I have 6-meter Yagi outside, and I take the radio outside on the patio and operate from there. And now, meeting you guys, maybe at Inspire, and tomorrow I'll set up my Yagi, and we'll have a much better signal.
Well, I know that making antennas when they're working is really rewarding. The antenna I'm talking about right now is that diamond antenna that's strictly a 5/8 2-meter only. I was using a dual band, but I picked this thing up as a tester thing, and this thing has turned out to be just a really good antenna, And it's bulletproof too, because it doesn't have those little plastic coils or any of that kind of stuff. So it's just a basic 51-inch whip, pretty much, on my mag mount. So it's been a great little antenna for $32.
Yeah, well, see, I'm using a diamond, but it's a different style. There's half wave and 5/8 wave. The half wave doesn't need a ground plane, and 5/8, everything else does. But they all work pretty good. Diamond's a really good brand. Diamond and Comet both. I don't have any complaints, and I don't know if there's any big deal difference. Until you put it on the car and you're doing 85 miles an hour across the desert, that might make a difference. This one's pretty stout, so I'm not worried about it. We drive an old Volkswagen for fun on the weekends, and it has dual Comet 2-meter 440, and then if I operate 6, carry a couple of different antennas for 6, portable on a tripod. A buddy pole tripod is very, very handy to own.
Roger that. I'm going to hand it over back to Greg. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, real quick. I'm sorry. I'm going to bail out tonight. I just hit a wall. I had a long. I worked today and the last couple days, so I'm a little cooked. I had to get up at fairly early this morning. So Bill, it was great talking to you tonight, and I hope you jump back on frequency, at least 250 at some point. One of these evenings. We had a great group of guys out here that chat about antennas and whatever else. So take care, Bill. Have a good night. And Keith, thanks for jumping on tonight. Have a good one. I'm going to sign out. This is Greg, K6EGG from the city of Chino, 2 miles north of the beautiful Chino Airport. Have a good evening.
All right, Greg. 73, get the rest. And I'll hand it back over to Bill.
I know what it is. We finished up a 40-some-odd year career in information systems, and so I know the craziness that goes on. All right. You have a good evening there. All right. Well, maybe I'll say 73s, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow night or very soon anyway.
All right, 73s.
Oh, I killed the band tonight again, or the frequency again tonight. That will conclude my stream for this evening. I had kind of a long couple days of work stuff, so I got a lot of time off coming up next couple days. So Coming up, at least, that is. So I should have more time to play, and I shouldn't be that tired, although I'm getting my COVID vaccine tomorrow. We'll see how that goes tomorrow morning. Anyways, you guys take care. This is Greg, K6EGG. Thanks for watching the stream. Well, it looked like 10 people we had at a peak at one point. And hope to talk to you in a couple of hours from now, which is probably tomorrow afternoon. I'll jump on about 4 o'clock or so, depending on how things are going tomorrow. So have a good evening. See you tomorrow.